I'm Anthony. I've been playing poker for a living since 2019. Hit that intro.
Don't soul roll me if you get quad fours, man.
You folded king, jack, jack? You owe me $350. Your money should be in there too.
Did you bluff me? Would I ever bluff?
I'm leaving that shit.
No, it's on tilt. Thank you, sir. I would not lie to you, sir. I told you I had a full house. Doing the Lord's work. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
Previously on Poker Jesus. There's one limp, and in the cutoff I make it $4 holding ace-ace 5-4 suited in diamonds to my ace. Now the button repops to 15. The small blind calls, the big blind calls, the limper calls, and I drop that motherfucking hammer, repotting it to $90. The original raiser goes into the tank but finds the fold. The aggressive Asian in the blinds who doubled me up earlier decides to call from the big blind, and we go heads up to a flop of 7-7-4 rainbow. My opponent checks. I down bet to 75 and he makes the call. The turn is the 9 of diamonds, giving me the nut flush draw to go along with my aces up. My opponent checks and I decide to check it back. The river comes the 3 of hearts, and now my opponent leads into me all in for 227. Now, I know he puts me on aces, and I know that he knows I know he puts me on aces. He's going to have all the 7s in his range here, which I don't block. I do, however, block 4s full, as well as the nut straight. What would you do in this spot? Are you calling or are you folding? Let me know in the comments down below, and be sure to tune in next week as I reveal how this hand ended up. And now for the exciting conclusion.
How much is it?
227.
227. I mean, I blocked the 5-6. That's what's leaning me towards calling here. And I blocked the 4s full. So you need to have a 7. You don't have 9s full. So you get 5. You're saying you have 5-6 or you have a 7. Which one is it? If I didn't block the 5-6 here, this would be an easier fold. I feel like it's a 7 or it's nothing. I block the 4, block 5-6. Oh, fucker. All right. What do you have? A bluff?
Player 9. I was going to bet that.
I was just surprised.
Showed the bluff. I almost. God damn it.
3 players call, 1 player makes it 7. On the button I call holding ace, jack, 5-4, double suited in clubs and hearts. The small blind snap calls, the big blind folds, but all 3 lippers call, and we are going to a flop 6 ways. The flop comes down ace 5 deuce rainbow. Pretty solid for my hand. I've got top 2 pair, the gutshot wheel draw, and backdoor nut flush draw. The small blind leads for 25 and one of the limpers calls, but then the next player announces pot, making it 143. Given this action, it's safe to assume some of my outs are gone, and I'm facing the stone cold nuts here, needing to hit a card to hope to chop or chase a 6-outer to fill up. I opt to lay it down.
All right. Once again, we'll live vicariously through other people. All right. We folds. And we'll show a deuce. It's good for the game. She shows the nuts, the 3-4. I had ace 4-5, so that's why I was like, what the hell is going on?
I had kings with diamonds, but
Yeah.
I can't call
You
on
can't
40.
call it. Right.
We're playing a 9-handed $5 double board bomb pot, and I'm dealt ace, king, jack 10 suited in spades to my ace and the cutoff. The flops come down king 9-7 with 2 clubs and 1 spade, and queen 10-4 also with 2 clubs and 1 spade. When it checks to me, I have some potential here with decent straight draws going for me, but I don't have the club flush draw, which could spell disaster for me, so I opt to check it back and it's checked around. The turns are the 6 of hearts and the 9 of diamonds. There's a bet of 30, 1 caller, and when it's on me, I've turned the nuts on the bottom board, but I'm still vulnerable to board pairs and the flush draw. I don't want to bloat the pot here given I have position on the field, so I just make the call, and we go 3 ways to the rivers. The rivers come the 10 of diamonds and the 8 of spades, so I have top 2 pair on the top board, although there are straights possible, and I still have the nuts on the bottom. There's a pot-sized bet of 135 and 1 caller. I opt to just call. I don't think I can push a straight off their equity to give my top 2 pair the win on the top board. Unfortunately, we get some bad news as we are getting quartered, sharing the nuts with 1 player and losing the 2 pair board. Once again, we're playing a double board bomb pot, and the 3 of diamonds has been exposed. It was supposed to go to me, but I got a replacement card, and I wind up with a decent but unsuited King Jack 10 holding in middle position. The flops come down Queen Jack 4 rainbow and 9-8 deuce rainbow. There's a bet of 25 and 5 callers. Welcome to Texas. I flop straight draws on both boards, but a number of the cards I need are now spread out across both boards. In addition, with so many players sticking around, it's quite possible the cards I need are in their hands, so I just make the call.
No respect. No respect. Good game, all in. It's nice playing with you, sir.
There are 7 of us going to the turns. The turns are the 10 of hearts and the 4 of diamonds. Fortunately for us, it gets checked around, as Poker Jesus is about to pay us a visit. I can just feel it. Who loves you, baby? The rivers are the ace of spades and the 7 of clubs. Yes, your eyes do not deceive you. I've rivered nut on both boards. Praise be Jeebus. Before we get our chance to bet, the opponent to our right leads for 75. This kinda sucks because I wanted to get more callers here, but I absolutely have to raise now, and I just rip it in for 237.
237. I got the nut. Oh, she had the kings. Okay.
6 players have limped in, and in the small blind, I look down at King Jack 9-8 suited in clubs to my Jack. I check, the big blind checks, and we're heading to the flop 8-handed out of position. Just how I like it. The flop is 10-8-3 rainbow. I opt to check, and there's a pot size bet of $8. 1 caller, I call, and we go 6 ways to a turn. Hold my wine, bitches! The turn is the queen of clubs, giving me the stone cold nutter butters, a higher straight redraw, and a fucking open-ended straight flush draw. I waste no time betting the full pot of $56. I don't want this to check through, and I don't want anyone to see a free river and get a board pair, and while I do have a straight flush draw, only 2 cards get me there, and other clubs may be bad for me. There's 1 caller, and another player min raises to 112. Music to my ears. I announce pot, making it 448. My opponent shoves, and I happily get it in for 493 total. I'm expecting my opponent to turn over the same straight, where I have multiple redraws and I'm just free rolling him. Surprisingly, he reveals Queen 10-5, having turned top set while blocking himself from filling up and having no flush blockers. It's a great spot where I'm 83% equity.
You're all in, I'm all in. Do you want to run twice, sir? I always go twice, whatever you want to do. No, okay. I'm only going once. There we go.
Wow. He felt it. That's why he went once. He was like, nah, man.
Jesus.
Spot's coming.
Oh, man. It's brutal. I got straight flush draw, too.
Yeah.
A full wrap. I thought we both had King Jack. 9 Jack.
Oh, shit.
God damn it. Fucking sucks.
Yeah, that's a sick one, man.
Yeah, that's pretty gross. That'll make the vlog.
Yeah.
Make the vlog. My cats won't eat this week.
I think you need a better plan if you're
I had 490 something. If he's got 500, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're drawing either full
I get more chips.
quad.
What is this feeling that's caused them all to laugh? A red line burning down the side of your graph. You feel like you just got robbed. You should have never quit your job. And your lips are trembling, but you can't speak. You're trying, oh, you're trying not to cry. You just got stacked on the felt, my friend. You just got stacked. Yes, it really just happened. Now all your money's gone. Where did everything go so wrong? And you wind up broke. Everyone's laughing and you're the joke. Oh, that hand was whack. The way you just got stacked.
It's a king!
That's real! He hit 3 out of 4! He hit 3 out of 4!
That's
with the worst hand! Why is everyone so happy except Phil?
Under the gun limps in, and now under the gun +1 makes it $5. There's one caller, and in the cutoff I looked at an ace-8, 7-4 suited in hearts to my ace. I make the call. The small blind calls, the big blind folds, and we go 5 ways to a flop. The flop comes down Jack 10-5 with 2 hearts, giving me a gut shot draw to the idiot end of the straight draw, plus the nut flush draw. The original raiser pots it for 26. I call, and we go 3 ways to a turn, which follows the 8 of spades. The small blind checks. The original better leads for only $30, so I make the call and the small blind calls.
I work in mysterious ways, bitches.
The river is the 3 of hearts. When it checks to me, I want to squeeze value here. I bet only 60. I could probably bet up a little to maybe 75 or 80 and likely get the same call, but whatever the case, it works as the original raiser does make the call, and I show her the bad news.
I got it. Ace-8 of hearts. I got the flush.
3 players have limped in, and there's a raise to $6. In the small blind, I looked at it 8, 7, 6 deuce double suited in hearts and spades, and I decided, hey, if they're going high, let's go low, and I make the extremely speculative call. The limpers all call, and we go 6 ways to a flop, which comes Jack 6-5 with 2 hearts, giving me the top end of the straight draw and a weak flush draw. The original raiser bets at 30, which doesn't make much sense to me given the board texture, unless I happen to have the nut flush draw. There's one caller, and I'm not a fan of my play here. I call as well out of position with a pretty weak hand. The only true strength being my straight draw, which isn't overly strong. Since PLO is generally a game of the nuts, my flush draw, if it hits, could cost me money. We go 3 ways to a turn, which comes the king of hearts. Fortunately, it winds up checked around, and the river falls the 9 of clubs, and it's checked around again.
I got a flush.
She's got a 6-high flush with aces, ace of diamonds, ace of spades, 6-3 of hearts.
Nah, man, I have the nuts, man. I squeezed max value out of my 8-high flush. Chop that up, please.
I used to have a Rev 3000 GT, and I would get.
There's 2 limpers, and in the cutoff I make the call holding ace-10, 5-4 double suited in diamonds and spades. The blinds both check, and we're heading to a flop 5-handed, which falls 8-8 deuce with 2 diamonds. When it checks to me, I've got the nut flush draw on a paired board. But I could also realistically have an 8 in my hand here. Given no one's bet, it's time to see if someone's out there sandbagging. I don't want to just check, make my flush, and wind up paying off a full house. By betting here, I apply pressure to hands that are currently ahead of us, but they can't beat 3 8s, and I force them to fold. Or I get someone with an 8 to reveal themselves now rather than leave me wondering later. I bet $5, and they all lay it down.
No, they all fold. We got the bluff through, boys. We got $5 bluff, pot-size bluff. Pot-size bluff for the vlog. They can't even call $5 around here, man.
Under the gun has raised to $4. In the hijack, I come along with an unsuited 9-8-8-5, which should be fairly easy to get away from if we miss. The cutoff calls and both blinds come along, so we take a flop 5 ways. The flop is an interesting one, falling ace 7-6 with 2 spades. One of the blinds leads for a pot-sized bet of $20. The original raiser calls, and with action on me, I've got a nice wrap straight draw. I need a 4, 5, 8, 9, or 10 that aren't spades to make the nuts, so I come along as well. The cutoff and small blind also call, and we're going 5 ways to the turn.
A gut shot's better than a nut shot, bitches.
The turn is the 4 of diamonds. I've hit my gin card, but now the player in the blinds once again bets 120. The original raiser, the guy who got me earlier with quads and 17% equity, who's been completely wrecking everyone all night since, also calls. With action on me, yes, I've turned the nuts, but this guy is running really good, and I don't have any redraws or have much in the way to block board pairs or the flush. Given I have position on him and the player who bet is short stacked with less than what she just bet left behind, I have to just call rather than commit my stack again, and we'll head to the river 3 ways. The river is the 6 of clubs, pairing the board. The original better checks, and now Mr. Can't Miss shoves all in.
God fucking damn it. Oh, yeah.
Well, it didn't turn out that good, I don't think. And that straight until that board here, that was cool.
She's saying she has a nut straight until the river. Oh, you're not going to show it? Yeah, it is. If I shove the turn after she bets and you call, you're not folding, right? I had the nut straight too. But I didn't block the flush. Looking for a clean river.
There's 4 limpers, and in the small blind I look down at a premium, King, Jack 10 suited in hearts to my king. I'm not going to fold anyone out with a raise here. I'll just be bloating a pot out of position against multiple players. So I check my option, the big blind checks, and we go 6 ways to a flop, which comes 9-3-3 rainbow. It's checked around, the turn comes the 8 of diamonds. I check, and now the big blind bets 4. There's 3 callers, and I can't pass up an opportunity to hit a 2-outer, so I make the call.
What's going on, man? River is a
vlogger so I can be famous.
2 of clubs. You just got to double me up and you'll make the vlog.
What if you double me up? Do I make it?
Let's not get crazy now. There's about a 15. Ay-ya, I got a hero call. He's got a 3. What's the rest of it? So, oh, you have my king. That's why I couldn't hit it. The worst. The worst.
There's a raise to 4. In the big blind, I look down at Jack, 8-5, double suited in hearts and clubs. I make the call, and we take a flop 5-handed. The flop comes King, Jack 8 with 2 spades and 1 heart. The small blind leads for 6, and I make it 18. Now Mr. Can't Miss pots it to 80, and the small blind shoves all in for 123. With action on me, I'm in a pickle. Mr. Can't Miss has me covered and hasn't missed his draws all night. I have middle set, but I also block myself from bowing up given I have an 8 in my hand. I have no blockers to either the straights or the flushes. So I opt to let it go, and let's see what our opponents had.
I think I'm supposed to fold. At least I'll get to see it. Oh, fucking A Jack's full would have been good. Wow, I would have won that one. God damn it. Set of Jacks, but I had an 8. I was blocking myself from filling up.
Can't beat you tonight.
God damn.
Hey, it's Anthony. Thank you guys for watching. In my previous episode, I didn't share the results as we were waiting for this episode to reveal how Jake bluffed me on the 7-7 flop with my aces folding there. But despite being pushed out of that pot, I did manage to book a win of $402 that session, which is pretty decent for a 1-1 PLO game, so I will take that. Now, unfortunately, this episode, things didn't go according to plan. I did manage to get my stack in. We were playing for an $1,100 pot, 83% favorite, but my opponent only wanted to run it once, and he binked quads, and that was a painful one, sticking me into the hole pretty early in the session. I did manage to recover. I was almost unstuck. I was probably stuck maybe only $100 at one point, but unfortunately, as the session progressed, I started to give some of it back and had to book a loss of $373 for the evening. So that's the way it goes sometimes, but the action's been great. The players have been a lot of fun. We've had full tables and wait lists for this new 1-1 PLO at Georgetown Poker Club. We're going to be doing it again this Friday, 7 p.m. Come on down. We'd love to have you play. In addition, on Mondays, we have a 10-20 fixed limit dealer's choice mixed game. We play games like Badoogie, Deuce to 7 triple draw lowball, Archie, Dramaha, and tons of other variants. If you have a monthly VIP membership, you pay no time charges on Monday. So it's a great value. That's been running since May. Again, come on down. We'd love to play. On top of all of that, beginning in a couple of weeks, I'm going to be introducing some new weekly tournaments into our schedule starting on Sunday, August 27th at 11 a.m. Just in time for football season. Come on down for our Sunday Survivor Series. $70 buy-in. 1 and 7 are going to win $350. We're going to have the games on TV, so come on down. We'd love to have you. Then starting Tuesday, August 29th at 7 p.m., we're introducing a brand new 5-card pot limit Omaha tournament, and the details will be up here on the screen. Come on down. Please support it. We'd love to add more events, and we hope you'll support the new ones we're adding. Now, another cool event I have coming up in September, we're going to be having a sorority come down for a invitational live-streamed tournament, and that's going to be a lot of fun. I'll have more details in a future vlog. Speaking of my vlog, I am currently experiencing a bit of a time crunch with my new schedule, my new responsibilities, and my playing schedule. And to be able to handle the workload that I have now, I'm probably going to be shifting from once a week to once every 2 weeks for full episodes, but I will still be producing content. As always, thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you in the next episode.
You know, after watching a video like this, sometimes I'll like it, sometimes I'll leave a comment, and sometimes I'll subscribe. Sometimes I'll even do all three.